Hey, what's going on, all you beautiful people? We're starting round 2 of the Hellcat dual transfer, yada yada. Yeah, got a little bit done. Just kind of get it mocked up here now. I've got the TK sitting in it. I've got an approximate drive shaft made there. End up having to cut the one part of the yoke off the drive shaft just to try and accommodate it. And then I also cut about this much of the output off the T case just to try and shorten it up a little bit. I got a ring gear. I don't have my diffs yet, and I'm frustrated, pretty frustrated. But they're coming with shafts, all that kind of stuff. But look at this look at this beauty. You have never, ever seen a ring gear like this in a side-by-side, ever. Maybe you guys have done those solid axle swaps and all that kind of crap, but an independent suspension rig, nope, never been done. So anyway, what I'm doing here now is I've got that drive shaft kind of mocked. I'm going to have to shorten it up, but I don't know exactly how long I got to start cutting stuff, so I'm just doing an idea. But the space right there, that's basically an extra cooler, right? So it's not the fact that I want to make this more capable and do everything rig and just frickin' an absolute monster. It's just running out of drink space. So we need extra cooler space. So anyway, what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to just shorten up a couple little pieces on the back. I'm going to start gutting the rear section where the suspension sits. Start opening that up because the 8.8 carriers are quite large, and I've got to try and get as much space as I can in there. So stay tuned. Alrighty, so we're doing a little bit more work on the old Hellcat. I haven't, since that last outro or output or whatever, I haven't done anything. Life's been busy or whatever, but I have got these frickin' right there. There they are. Focus. These beauties. Now look at the size difference. And yeah, there's going to be additional weight. And there is going to be drivetrain power, power loss because of the fact that bad boys are freaking huge in comparison to the OE diffs. I get that, but I don't care. Like this rig as it sits with kind of everything that I've done, conservatively, I'll say it makes 155 horsepower, being conservative. Factory system makes 140. I've kind of done whatever I've done to it, turned her up a bit, so say it makes 150. That's still way more than what the factory cat made, and I've got gearing for days now, like a 370 some percent gear reduction in low, which is bananas. So the old factory Wildcat Diff, the big old 8.8 carrier, I've got 2 of those. And then I've got my shafts. Look at that. That is compared to a Super ATV Rhino 2.0. And everything about it is twice the size. I got to clean up my table. I know it's disgusting. But initially I was a little concerned. I was like, well, I'm going to have to like splice this here. And then I'm going to have to put like 3/4 of this shaft in to make it fit, but looking at it, it's damn near the length. The only thing that I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to do, obviously do some measuring because I still haven't broken out a tape yet, is the only thing that I think I'm gonna have to do is remove this output cup, turn this shaft down, and get the Wildcat cup put on. Now, is that gonna be a weak point? Yeah, you betcha. 100% it's going to be a weak point. But I've got portals. I want to retain the warranty for those portals just because that I've spent a lot of money on them. If it doesn't work, I've got the gearing. I can ditch the portals, put them on my daughter, the little Mud Pro Princess, the rig I'm going to be building here this winter. Put the portals on there. She can run 36s, and I don't know, I'll have the gearing to do 34 or 44s. So that should be that. So plan in. I'm going to cut all this crap out for the most part to get that carrier set in here. I got some 130 wall tubing that I'm going to be putting in place. So I'm going to run that all the way down the side here, box it off. I'm going to actually design the machine so it can be taken apart. So I'm going to run that all the way down, and then I got to get some stuff milled and turned down to accommodate my plans for quick disconnect, because when I break a prop shaft or whatever, I want this whole thing to come apart with like 6 to 10 bolts and quick trail fix. So I'm going to clean this shit up, and we'll go from there. Well, we made a little progress. I've got the diff sitting back, just kind of mocked up on a frickin' clapped out chair. But that's about it right there. And unfortunately, I said that I hadn't broken out a tape. Well, I got a tape out. And my guesstimate was around, so my guess was initially around 24 inches that I was going to have to extend it. And that's pretty close to my guess. Not bad for eyeballing, I must say. But what I did is I cut the bottoms of the subframe out. So this is the one tie rod, one of the struts that comes across. And then I also had to remove these guys. They initially sat here and they tied into the bracing off the frame, where you can see it's a little bit higher now. The diff obviously sits a little bit lower. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually angle these out. I'll bring this out, and then it'll come down to the new frame setup that I've got going. And yeah, we'll tie that all in. I'll build some bracing off the bottom, and I think maybe what I might do here, I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking here out loud, but I might clear this off, because obviously these two frame rails that were originally on the frame, they're cut off now. So I might clean this up here, and then I might just make a sleeve that goes in with a couple bolts, and then have them turned down and underneath. So then if need be, if I need to get access to the rear diff to change out an axle, or actually I don't need to do that because they're C-clip. Yeah, but I might figure something out so where I can drop them off, pull an axle easy, get the diff out of the way, and go from there. But as it sits, that's where we're at. We've got the drive line. Kind of looks a little goofy. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I'll get this all tied in. I'll get all this all tied in and whatnot here in the next little bit. But the next step here now is that I've kind of got where I know I want the diff. I'm going to take that that tubing. I'm going to start bracing off the back here. I'm going to notch that tubing so it kind of fits up flush against the factory tubing. It's going to run all the way down. I'm going to seam weld it all the way solid, and start figuring out my new member. I'm going to get it all welded in, everything solid in one piece, and then I'm actually going to cut it again. And then I'm going to have my my pieces welded, or not welded, my slip joints made up and then put in, so then I can quickly just unbolt it, and the transfer case and the diff and everything will come out in one section. So yeah, that's kind of it for now. And well, she's late, I'm tired, and I'll get on it again tomorrow.